What is up, everybody? Happy Saturday night. Happy holidays. Hope you're having a very black Christmas season. We are live here in Nightmare Video. There's no place we'd rather be on a Saturday night. And if you're watching this, thanks for joining us. Yeah, believe it or not, I got another update here for you guys. That 3 this year, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I just figured try to squeeze one in here, and that's what she said. But big announcement. Well, not really an announcement, but it's been doing it for 13 years. But the Golden Horn Awards only 3 weeks away. So 3 weeks from tonight, at least when I'm recording this, annual award show, Academy Awards of Horror, will be Saturday, January 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, live, right down here, Nightmare Video. Hoping, fingers crossed, to have my regular co-host Lucio Finchi back with me. Should be good on that. I don't want to jinx anything, but hopefully you won't be stuck with just me like last year. Yeah, so I hope you guys can join us. For all you people that have been watching it for years, thank you so much for supporting. It's the only annual horror award show. There's been some other things that have kind of been created over the last few years, some big stuff around, but I've been doing it for 13 years, and I just say that proudly because you guys know how I feel about modern horror, how I feel it doesn't get the recognition it deserves, particularly on how vast it is, and which made me, compelled me to create the show to begin with. Anyway, yeah, so 3 weeks away, pretty crazy, and in this update you'll see a good chunk of it is brand new 2023 films, several of which I still need to watch. That's kind of like what December means to me. It's not the holidays or anything, it's the excitement of trying to cram in the final batch of films to watch before the awards, before deciding my categories and nominees and all that. So it's a really exciting time for me every year in that regard to cram these last films in. And there's quite a bit here, as you'll see, that I've yet to see, including some pretty, much talked about films, a couple of which we'll be watching tonight. Shelly's behind the camera. Say hello to her. She just said hi to you. So, thanks for joining me. It's nice to see you guys fairly regularly over the last few months, which is really cool. What else? Anything else? Yeah, so that's the big thing. Hope you join me for the Hornies. 3 weeks live. Of course, if you can't make it live, you can watch it on syndication. Last video, shot one in October, which is really cool. It was good to get one in. So if you missed that, check out in the past video section. Did one over the summer. That was a real big one. So check those out if you missed it. If you didn't realize that I'm somewhat back. I'm doing stuff. Anything else? Can't think of anything else. I hope you're all doing well. Amidst the crazy season here of consumerism and all the ugliness that can provide. But I hope you're doing well, and hopefully you got some retail therapy for yourself in collecting, because obviously, as we know, we are in like the surreal days of being a horror collector. And I'm gonna end it with something special on that note, a film that I've been waiting for. If you've known me long enough and you've watched me long enough, it's a film that I've been waiting for years and years to finally get its due release-wise, and it has. And we're gonna finish this tonight with an unboxing of that movie. So, Chars, everybody. I'm drinking, of course, some seasonal brew. This is from a brewery close to our heart, from back home, from where we moved from. Big Ditch Brewing in Buffalo. Kringle Juice. It's cool because it's an IPA, and typically, seasonal Christmas brews are more like they're not pale ales. They're usually like a spice, something. That's what Shelly's drinking. What you got? You can get a bottle. Great Lakes Brewing, which is in Cleveland, outside Cleveland. Standard Christmas out. This is really good, though. Right, Shell?
Yes. Delicious.
So if you like your kind of like spicy, meaning not like spicy like hot, but like, whatever, seasonal spices, this is a good one. Yeah, smells good. But I went with the Kringle Juice, me being a pale boy, literally, especially with this light on me right now. I look extra pale. I'm as pale as my beer. Showers, everybody. All right, let's get to it. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope you all are doing well. Only one vinyl this time, but this is really cool. Funny story with this one anyway. It's a Giallo Smile Before Death. Not the greatest artwork in the world, but anyway, so this is, I finally, usually November, December, it's literally mostly what I watch is, horror-wise, is 2023 films that I got to get through before the end of the year. And of course, like, you know, your Christmas seasonal horror, you know, and it's pretty much a balance of those two. But I did, in end of October, I was able to get into that Arrow box set that had, was it, I forget, the one that takes place in the movie theater, not the movie theater, the theater that I love, name escapes me. Anyway, so I had seen that, but I hadn't seen the other two, and one was the Motive, the Hour, whatever. It was a pretty long title. That was really cool. But then the other one was this one. So I hadn't seen, I forget what it was called, the Hour, the Motive, if you have the set, you know what I'm talking about. So that was great. That was a little more downbeat and dark. But this one I hadn't seen, and right from the opening menu, great box set by Arrow, by the way. So obviously so exciting to see some gialli that I've never seen before. That's a super big deal. So it was a cool night. But right when I popped the Blu-ray in of this film, this, like, the main theme is on the menu screen, and it's just like I immediately, like, kind of like turned around and, like, fell in love, had the hearts like bouncing off my head. It's just like really like playful, coquettish theme song, a female vocal, and there's a lot of different variants to it. Anyway, so I'm like, wow, that's amazing. I was already kind of like in that mood, and the film's more of like a, definitely not a dark giallo, more of the more kind of like tongue-in-cheek, again, playful type of giallo. It's got Rosa Neri in it, it's got a great cast. Let's see, you'll recognize a lot of the actors in it. Great performances, really cool plot, kind of one of those kind of like conniving plots, which is, you know, murder, obviously. Yeah, just affluent, conniving shit, standard in gialli. But so yeah, really good on the basis strictly alone of cast, and it's merits as a giallo. It's fantastic. Loved it. Loved the ending. It's an ending that's very satisfying if you're into these type of films. So you'll love that. But yeah, the score is definitely the standout of it, and I think it's definitely a track that could rub some people the wrong way if you're not into kind of like I said. Look the score up or look this track up. It's on YouTube. And if it's something that annoys you, you probably shouldn't watch this film because that track is in the film quite often. And since I loved it,
different versions,
yeah, different variations of it. But anyway, so long story short, I had no, you know, when I heard that, I was like, wow. I said to Shelley, I was like, man, what are the odds that there's a vinyl of this? And considering it's a fairly obscure giallo, I kind of figured there wouldn't be. So, you know, as you guys probably do after you see a film you love, you'll kind of, and you're into soundtracks, you kind of look it up and hope, and there was, and it not only was there, but it was like cheap, it was still available, and look at this awesome splatter. Yeah, it was like, I was like, awesome. So can't wait to listen to this on vinyl. It was on Light in the Attic Records, I believe. That's where I got it. But yeah, it's cheap, still available. It is limited, but still available. So anyway, that was a really pleasant surprise. Not only was the film awesome, but then we were able to grab this. And if you notice, the score is all one title. So I'm assuming, if you guys can see that, that might be all the variations of what I had just mentioned. So anyway, when you have a great track like that, why do you need anything else in the score? So happy to have that. It's I don't know, it's very delightful. Kind of makes you feel good. All right, one tape, unfortunately, but we got a cool one here. The Skull. Happy to add this. I love this film. British. Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, added again together. Freddie Francis, great director, of course. You guys can see that. The adorable, like, blown up eye of P. Cush. Look at how adorable he is with the magnifying glass. Such a cool premise to a movie. He collects things. Like, how cool is that? He collects like oddities and antiques and stuff, and he ends up with this essentially a cursed skull. So just seeing like Peter Cushing as a collector is pretty freaking sweet. Freaking sweet. One of my like 12. But anyway, I love the green skull here. The title, the green title, it really pops. I think I don't know if you probably can't really pick that up, but anyway, so super cheap pickup for the shelf, the video shelf here at Nightmare Video. But I would definitely consider like this one of my comfort horrors. Just throw on late at night. I've watched it a million times, and happy to have this on video. So that's that. So that's it for vinyl and video. We'll get right to DVDs and Blu-rays. I don't separate them. I separate them down here, but not on these updates. Actually, we have one box set here. So Shelly and I were happy to finally get this one. This is gorgeous. I know many of you have gotten this already. I guess I'll hold it over here. All the Psycho films, not the remake, by Arrow. Beautiful set. So we're happy to be able to pick this up. I love that they added this sleeve, which is kind of a new thing, and they kind of incorporated it into the artwork, which I think is really cool. I think it looks cool. It kind of protects the box too, so I think it's a nice kind of new, creative, clever feature that they added. I know sometimes there's some steel books that kind of do this with the plastic slipcover, but I haven't seen it before in a box set, so that's really cool. I guess look quick. I'm sure plenty of other people have already showed this, but I'll at least show you the covers. I love all the Psycho films to varying degrees, and I'm pretty sure there's a few that, Shelly, you haven't seen. This is the first one. I love that cover art. Of course, it has reverse art. I won't bother showing that. Psycho 2, but I like all these kind of new artworks. I think they're really cool. Psycho 3. Of course, all with Anthony Perkins, which is important to have that continuity. Like I said, I like them all. And I haven't watched them in a while. We had the DVDs. I really like this artwork. Psycho 4. So yeah, super. We'll probably just do like a Psycho marathon, I would imagine, one night. So a nice booklet. A basic artwork, but I like it. Yeah, so super nice set. It'd be nice to have those on Blu-ray. Oh, that's the back. That's of course the house. Shockingly, that's the only box set for this update, but there was a couple of delays on some, which I'm sure some of you are aware of. The great Coffin Joe box set that Arrow's doing, that got pushed back to January, I believe, and we had pre-ordered the Pete Walker set, which was by 88 Films, I believe. I was super excited for that, and I think that was supposed to release in October. I'm pretty sure that got pushed back to January as well, but anyway. So hopefully those two will be on the next update. All right, so that's it. We'll get to the regular stuff now, DVD 6, this is called 6:45 a.m. I actually like that cover artwork. I've never seen this before. This is from the director. What compelled me to get this was director of, oh man, I'm gonna forget now. Dark Ride. It's a film that takes place in a fun house, which is great. If you've never seen a slasher from like the early to mid 2K, so it has that kind of cool vibe. It has the dude from was it The Sandlot? Kind of a weird looking fellow. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like he's in it growing up. It has the hot daughter from The Sopranos. She has a lead role in it. Really cool slasher, some good gory practical effects kills. Takes place in, like I said, in a fun house. They basically crash there. Yeah, super cool film. Anyway, so I really love that film. I usually watch it like every year in October. And then I saw that he had done this film. I'd never seen it. So I have high hopes because of how much I like Dark Ride. So yeah, that'll be a nice first time watch some point. Again, I like that cover artwork. I'm not even sure what it's about. Whatever. Doesn't matter, right? Anthropophagus 2. So I think this is kind of like no true affiliation to the Italian classic, but this is an Italian director, which is really cool, who I'm new to. Dario Germani. Anyway, so I thought the trailer looked pretty sweet. I mean, the cover art looks really cheap and lame, but it looks like, I don't know if you can see the creature there. So yeah, there's not technically any specific relevance, I think, to the parallels to the original, but it's called Anthropophagus, so I'm assuming it's like some type of cannibals. But yeah, it looks really cool. The production looks solid and looks like it has practical effects on. And it's going to be counting for this year, so I'm excited. Hopefully this ends up with some nominations. So hopefully there's a new voice here, kind of cliched way to quote, a new voice in Italian horror. And there's another film from him in this stack, which is cool. Bad Things, again, a lot of what I'm showing today is 2023 films, many of which I haven't got to yet. And this is another one here, Bad Things. Look at this. Molly Ringwald is in this. I'm sure if you're my age, anywhere near it, may have had a crush on her back in the day, in the 80s. So excited to check that out. Horrible cover art. Just atrocious. Hopefully the film's better. I just hate that. You collect and you just want decent cover artwork at least. We're going to watch this tonight, finally. Big fan, of course, of Ari Aster's first two films, Hereditary and Midsommar. All over the awards, those two films over the years. And this is his third film. Not as overtly horror as those other two ones, but it's definitely, I think, horror, adjacent horror, hybrid, some surreal elements. I know anxiety plays a part of this, so I'm sure I can relate to that. Anyway, so Joaquin Phoenix.
Don't you dare.
So he's the star of it. Never really.
Say it right.
Joaquin.
No, Joaquin.
Joaquin. Dead Joaquin walking.
Oh my God.
Dead man Joaquin Phoenix.
Stop.
But I was afraid. Anyway, so I didn't get the, probably like, what's with the DVD? I don't know. It was on sale at Target. We hadn't gotten it yet. You gotta save some money when you can, right? So anyway, I don't know. I kind of going into it, the fact that I obviously haven't watched it yet, so I wasn't particularly excited about it based on the premise. And I know it's like 3 hours long, so you get those. You can almost predict you can telegraph some of the reviews. This was a chore to get through. I mean, I don't mind long films if they're great. The longer the better, right? Because if you like something, you want more. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, obviously, he set such a high bar with his previous two films. But it's definitely, I know it's probably the consummate passion project, which it's funny to do that. And it probably had a budget of, you got to figure you have Queen in it.
Stop.
That's got to be like, what, at least 30. Should I look up the budget for Beau is Afraid? I mean, you're probably giving him, what, 10? So I'm going to just throw it out there that the budget for that film was like 30 million. And I guarantee you it didn't make that much. So
35
what?
million.
Look at that. I was off by 5 million. And what did it take? What did it rake in? I'm guessing nowhere near it.
A24's most expensive film.
There you go. There's a nice anecdote, Shelley. A24's most expensive film ever, Beau is Afraid, based on obviously the success of Ari's first two films. And like I said, you got to figure, what, half of that went to pay, the lead actor with his credentials. And so what did it rake in? A third of that?
I can't tell.
So essentially that film lost money big time. Anyway, the importance of that, I don't really have any, I'm not really going anywhere with that, but I do think it's cool that, kind of a weird passion project gets funded and pushed. Anyway, and it's a good thing, is what I'm trying to say. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll like that. We're watching it tonight. Birth, Rebirth, another one from this year. This was a cool, kind of like Mad Doctor, if you're into kind of like, you call it fetal horror, or it has to do with, pregnancy and like a pregnancy gone wrong. And I think it's one of the films, the less, the better, but this was really cool. There was a couple of standout practical effects scenes, including like I always love seeing like prop babies, fetuses, stuff like that. So there's a couple of cool, it's a cool film. Definitely recommended. This is is this a Shudder movie? No, I don't think so. I know it played Sundance for whatever that's worth.
I'm Afraid only made 11.5 million.
So that's about a third. So I was like spot on with I was 5 off with, what I guessed, they cost to make, and then they lost major money on that. So sad that they lost money on that. Being facetious, of course. Another one from this show, The Blackening. I haven't watched this yet. I'm not something that like I'm eager. I'm not purposely saving this for. It was on sale at Target. I actually like that cover art. I think it's kind of cool. That tagline is great. We Can't All Die First. Such a funny premise. You know, the African Americans always get the boot early on in kind of those ensemble cast horror films, and so they're playing on that joke, that trope, and I know it's like these friends all get together for like a Juneteenth celebration in a cabin in the woods. That's so premise wise, I thought it was sounded really funny, and you know, horror comedies they're so tough to get right. Hopefully this one does. I think we'll have fun with this. It's gotten some good reviews. Again, it was cheap, and I thought the premise sounded really funny. Blood Bags. Actually, another Italian horror film. This is from several years ago. This is one of those ones, 2019. Yeah. So I remember when this had come out. I thought pretty cool artwork. Looks pretty generic, but I remember when this first came out. I just didn't get around. Actually, I think when it came out, I remember watching the trailer, and I didn't, at that time, I don't remember there being like a physical release, or else I obviously would have gotten it. An Italian film, you know. But anyway, finally got this. Super cheap. Blood Bags, if you've seen it. If you've seen it, don't tell me if you disliked it. No one comments anyway. Anyway, I'll probably do that, you know. I'll do Big Italian Night and throw that on there. So that'd be cool. Film Sean I love, Bone Tomahawk. We went with an upgrade on this. Gorgeous steelbook. This is one of those I call perfect film. Like, I can't say anything bad about it. Cast is amazing. The script is fantastic. Everything. The story, the pacing, the score, and of course that practical effects driven, you know, crazy final act. Greatest horror western of all time. It's not really crazy to say that because, you know, it's not a very vast subgenre. Unfortunately, kind of surprises me that there's not more. You know, there's a handful out there, but this by far to me the best. This is a 2-disc edition. Yeah, so this was cheap too. Look at that, beautiful. I love that artwork on the front. Yeah, perfect film. I did a top 5 of last decade, and this was top 50. This was, I think, I want to say like in the top 30, I think. Anyway, so yeah, this is available. I think it's like $20, super cheap. If you need to upgrade that, or God forbid you've never seen it. This just came in today from Synapse. I was telling Shelly about earlier. The Convent. I never owned the DVD of this, and I think it was one of those ones that like went on a print. I don't remember what label put it out back in the day, but so I haven't seen this since I rented it from like Blockbuster like however many years ago that would have been, like what, 20? Like what years was it? 2000? Yeah, so you're probably talking over 20 years since I've seen the film, because like I said, I never ended up getting the DVD, and they never released a Blu-ray to my knowledge. So Synapse announced this like before the Black Friday sale. I was like, I mean, look at that awesome artwork, slipcover. So I go from not owning it at all to having a 4K. It also has the Blu-ray, so 2-disc edition. It has Coolio in it, for whatever that's worth. There's the other artwork, which is great too. Adrienne Barbeau fucking up some nuns, right? Some demonic nuns. I remember it being really super fun. I remember that. I remember there being some nice practical effects. Little booklet in there. But yeah, so this will be a fun one. Shelly's never seen it, to her knowledge. And another great tagline we got. Prayer will get you nowhere. Ain't that the fucking truth? Ain't that the truth?
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah. Country loves that slogan around here. If only our country can learn this tagline and take it to heart. Next up, Dark Harvest. So here's another one. This will be one of the last films. Excuse me. We're going to be watching a bunch tomorrow. Hey, it's hard work doing awards. I got to cram. It's before finals. The awards are like the finals. So this will be one I wanted to see this in October, because it actually takes place in October during Halloween. I didn't get to, but Dark Harvest. So I've heard some good things on this. So looking forward to watching that one finally. Chars, everybody. How's that beer, Shelly?
Delicious. It's almost gone. It's 7.5%.
Very festive. Mm-hmm. And she's pounding that. Take it easy.
I'm feeling
got a decent amount of films left here. So again, thanks for visiting Nightmare Video on a Saturday night, or whatever night you end up watching this. It sucks that you can't right up here. Man, get it to focus. Probably not. That pink blur is should I walk back there and see if you can at least see if it'll focus on you long enough just for people to see. That does say Nightmare Video, but Shelly's gonna go back there. See if she can stand like slightly. It slightly got better. Huh?
Tap the screen.
I want to tap the screen.
Yeah,
oh wait, there you go.
That'll focus it. Tap it.
I want to touch it.
Just touch it. You can do it.
Anyway, you saw. Yeah, second. Take my word for it. It's a beautiful sign that says Nightmare Video. Anyway, oh, Shelly almost just took out our whole control panel here. All right, next up, Dead Girl. Great film. Nostalgic in a sense from this era, or kind of like, so it's like mid 2Ks when DVD collecting started ramping up for all of us, and me really getting into modern horror, and this is one of those kind of like early extreme ones. And it was our introduction, more importantly, to Noah Sagan, who has become like a genre favorite of ours. Really talented, fun actor. Of course, a fucked up premise in this one if you've never seen it. So this is the DVD artwork. Those are Dark Sky Films, right? So Unearthed put this out, which is cool that they're doing these like Unearthed classics, basically. Wow, that's 15th anniversary edition. So 15 years ago. This is the DVD, which we still have, of course. And I think Dark Sky Films was a great label back in the day that put this out originally. This is that artwork. So nostalgia with that one, but I also love, I think this was like the European artwork, because I remember there being a hard box with this on there. Anyway, I haven't watched this one in years. Love that other actor too. What's his name? Shiloh Fernandez. He was in the great Evil Dead sequel / kind of remake. Anyway. Be nice to revisit that one again. Young Noah Sagan. Shudder Original, Deadstream. Of course, Shudder Original just means that they, picked up streaming rights to the film, throw their name on it. They have nothing to do with the actual production of the film. But heard good things about this. This is a found footage kind of, obviously like a streamer. Supposed to be definitely more of a fun kind of comedic film, but I heard there's some good practical effects in it, so I finally grabbed that. There was a steelbook of this, like I think I mentioned this before, like over the summer, Walmart, but it was like $25. So like I'm spending $25. Anyway, so that was like $8 for that DVD. Another one from this year that I need to watch. I'm really excited about, The Elderly. This is a Spanish horror film. I mean, I didn't even watch the trailer for this. I just have so much faith in Spanish horror that, I mean, I know for a fact that this, at the very least, I'm going to enjoy it, and it very well could be like a best foreign nomination. So I have high hopes for it. Again, based on my kind of the recent tradition, or not recent, just in general Spanish horror and how consistent they are. So excited for that one. Again, this will be another one. I think I have 2 days coming up. Well, if you count tonight, we're going to watch a couple, but 2 big days coming up within the next 3 weeks. The award show's 3 weeks away, so I have, I think, like 20 films to still watch, and this is one of them. So my whole plan of the year could be totally upended with these final 20 films. That's part of the excitement. Here's one of the best titles of the year. One I have yet to watch. This is an Asian film, which is cool. The Fifth Thoracic Vertebra. How's that for a title? Should I start a new category this year? Best title?
Yeah.
That might be cool. I guess it'd be difficult. It'd be one of those categories that I might not be able to do every year, because, I'm not just going to like pick the 5 best. There has to be like some, reason behind it. But this was definitely, obviously, a great, unique title. Yeah, it's a creature feature, like a mattress. I think it's an allegory, and anyways, it sounded really cool. It's only like, I think it's just an hour long, but I know it made a lot of waves on the festival circuit, and it was cool that it just recently got a physical release. This, much like Renfield, I don't know if I would have gotten it if I was just a single guy living here. Shelley won it, and I don't regret it. It's definitely worthy of being here. This is another one I don't know, but she definitely won this Five Nights at Freddy's. We're not gamers, so we have no affiliation to the toys or the game, but we are both, obviously, as you know, well, not obviously, if you're new to the channel, but we love practical effects, we love animatronics, we love puppeteering.
And it's Jim Henson's Creature Shop.
Well, that I did not know. Shelly's doing what a proper behind the camera person should do, tossing anecdotes all night. Yeah, I didn't know that, but yeah, but it is these. It's animatronics, it's puppeteering, which is that alone. I'm gonna support it, and it wasn't expensive. And look at that nice slipcover. And we like what's his name, the actor Matthew Lillard's in it. So I mean, some of you might be like shrugging, like, well, that's lame. I don't give a shit.
He's a scream queen. It's all right.
There you go. So Five Nights at Freddy's. We're gonna watch this tonight too. So Bo is Afraid, and then we'll probably do this and the Blackening maybe. So get a big 3-hour beast out of the way, which we're kind of indifferent on, and we're not sure if we're gonna like it. Although I'm sure we will. And then throw on some fun ones so that Shelly doesn't fall asleep. That's the main. Look at those eyes, shiny eyes. Yes, cool slipcover, good price, and like I said, if nothing else, this deserves to be a Nightmare video because they didn't do CGI, so that's awesome. Chars to that.
Chars to Jim Henson.
Yeah, Chars to Jim Henson. Fucking Kermit. Scooter. R.I.P. Kermit. Because when Jim Henson died, Kermit died, as far as I'm concerned. Ghost Stories for Christmas Volume 2. So excited for this. Got Volume 1 last year. Shelly, I don't think you watched any of it. So it's a bunch of short stories. And they're not Christmas themed, which is cool. But they just have definitely a good vibe. And this is another thing that aired. Apparently, BBC, back in the 70s, that was the place to be. I mean, we watched that ghost hunting one like for the first time in October. And a lot of things like this. I have several films that were like BBC like originals, that Sheckler the Painter or whatever. There's quite a few things. But anyway, so super cool. I absolutely loved the Volume 1. I watched that last December. Loved it. And yeah, there was a rumor of a part 2. I don't know if there's enough. I'm showing this. It's the same cover art, but 3 discs, I believe. Anyway, yeah. So some of the aired on BBC. If it's anything like Volume 1, super excited for this. I'll definitely be watching this. I want to say this month because the month is almost over. So Shelly will probably watch this like on Christmas Eve or something. Maybe we'll watch it with the first one. This is Region B, in case any of you dumbasses out there who have yet to... Sorry, there's one person I very much respect out there who's a big-time collector. I don't think he watches my videos, but Tom, Terror for Tom, great collector, who I respect, great, awesome dude. Anyway, I don't mean to disrespect you, but I know for a fact that he has yet to grab a region free. Either, I don't know, yeah, I don't think he's like grabbed the player yet. So he only buys region free / region 1 releases, which just boggles my mind with the collector that he is. But anyway, here's an example of a reason to break the chains and get a region free player, because who knows if this will ever get a region free release. Anyway, I've been barking up that tree for years. Gotta go region free player is what I'm trying to say. So you can buy movies from any region. Even though a lot of things coming out now are, even like Arrow stuff, for the most part, is like they make it region free. But there are still plenty of things out there that get released that are still region coded. Give Me Pity, another one from this year. I still need to watch. This sounded really interesting. Kind of I know it has musical elements. I'm definitely not a big musical fan, but you know, give the devil its due when needed. I like this other artwork too, but it's supposed to be really cool, kind of quirky and a neon psychedelic ride into the dark side of showbiz. So yeah, I thought it seemed really cool. Looks like the lead actress gives a cool performance. I just know there are some type of musical numbers involved. Maybe not so much like in the musical way, but maybe there's just like songs in the film performed by her. But anyway, it looked really interesting, really cool. And this is one of the sub-labels from Vinegar Syndrome, Utopia. I don't think I've gotten anything from them anyway. So one of many to watch still. There's another one from this year, another Italian film, which is really cool. The Goldsmith. Shelly literally just ripped this open minutes ago. So this is fresh AF. Yeah, it's about a goldsmith.
Go figure.
Yeah, so that's another Italian film. So I got, well, spoiler, but I think I spoiled it earlier. 3 2023 Italian films to watch this year, so that's awesome. Whether they end up getting nominations or not, it's very exciting. And again, 2 are from the same director. We'll get to the second one soon. Very anticipated one. This will be one of the last films I watched of the year. Hell House Origins. Is this the 4th film now? I know I haven't seen... I love the first one. Liked the second. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Is there a third? If there is a third, I haven't seen it yet. So this is either the 3rd or this is the 4th. But I think the first one's the best of the 2 that I've seen. Second one to me wasn't nearly as good as the first. But very creepy. I think Hell House, the first one, won Scariest, Creepiest Film, which is one of my categories that year on the award show. So anyway, this is I guess a prequel. So Hell House Origins, creepy clowns too. So really excited for this. So I'll probably again, this will be the last. Usually like the Saturday or Sunday before the week before the awards, I'll binge like my final stack. And did you give some historic relevance to it? I'll never forget. Not that anyone cares about this, but True Love Ways. Great German film from a few years back. I watched it the night before the awards and ended up winning Best Foreign. And ended up being in my top 10 of the decade. So how cool is that? So literally I'm right up to when the camera starts. I'm cramming and you never know. The last film that you can watch. I've yet to have the last film I watched win Best Picture. That would be crazy if that ever happened. Wouldn't it? That'd be nuts. Perhaps this year. Who knows? I got 20 films to watch. All right, here's one that isn't from this year. One that I wanted for a while. I'm Ghost. A cool cheap pickup, which Shelly supports. Cool cover. I don't know. It has this kind of like lo-fi, creepy. I know it's kind of artsy about a ghost. Definitely looks like an experimental film, but I think this is Spanish. Yeah, so excited for this. I wanted this for years. It's not really a notebook anymore. Even kind of sucks. I've gone digital with my notebook.
You had to.
I ditched the Dunder Mifflin delivery of paper. Yeah, I basically just in phone. I have a folder on my phone. 2023 horror ones I want to get for the year, and then there's just movies to buy folder, which is stuff like this. But I still have the notebook, which is a mess. And there are still occasionally films in there that we'll grab that have been in there for years. This could be one of them, but I did have this in my phone. So looking forward to finally watching I Am Ghost from, this is, the year it came out, I didn't get to see it. I want to say like 2015, something like that. Infinity Pool, I still have to do the rewatch on this. We saw this in the theater very early in the year. The 3rd film from Brandon Cronenberg. I don't need to say who he's the son of, I kind of just did. Probably like, why didn't you get the Blu-ray, Tom? There's a 4K Steelbook out there, which we'll probably eventually buy. Again, we are posers. We don't have a 4K player yet because the one we want is pretty pricey, and we were planning on getting it for ourselves this Christmas, but shit happens and we're unable to. But we will, and that hasn't stopped us from getting 4K movies. But long story short, this was really cheap. I needed it for the rewatch. And I really like this cover. I don't know. I love this cover. Even like the design of the like the white stripes here, and then the name. I just love the design of this front. It's got the masks. If you're familiar with the film, some great masks in the film. Yeah, this is like the coolest artwork I've seen for it, and this was super cheap. So for rewatch purposes, I got this, and I could see us grabbing the 4K Steelbook at some point. But anyway, I think it's of the 3 films, Antiviral, Possessor, and this would be my least favorite of the 3 based on one watch. But nonetheless, we still really liked it. It's a fucked up film. I know some people kind of blasted it, but how can you not support such a not stupid, but just crazy premise, esoteric a bit, some social commentary, and of course Mia Goth, who's just killing it with all her performances. Provocative at times, and practical effects too. Like, it's may not be his best work, but I don't know how you could like go to a theater, a fairly wide release, and see a film kind of as odd as this and be like upset with it. So, and well, it's great to like rewatch a film and then you love it anymore. I could see myself liking that way more the second time around. We just didn't love it the first time. Lita, another one from this year that I need to watch. This is shot in black and white and has no dialogue or minimal dialogue. So the score plays a big part. So in essence, a silent film. So really looking forward to this one. I guess there is a 3D version. So yeah, this looked very artistic, atmospheric, shot in black and white. So excited for that one. It is unrated. Whatever that means. Who knows what's in there? There could be some dick in there. Malum. This is really weird because this is a director remade his own film.
Weird.
And so, Last Shift, that's the original film, I believe. Hope I'm not confusing it with another one. Pretty sure it's Last Shift. It takes place. Rookie cop is in the police station for a night, and shit starts to go wrong. A weird prisoner ends up in there. Shit hits the fan, and I think it was Last Shift. That would make sense as far as title. Anyway, so rename Malum. I never really looked into I guess I could watch some bonus features with the director. It's the lead actress. I don't know what the motivation was. Obviously, there's something he didn't like about the original. I think the original is really good. And then I wanted to watch them back to back, but I just didn't have time. But in watching this, I would say pointless. I mean, I don't know. It was good, but I'll have to watch the original again. But I didn't see anything from this that made me think, wow, yeah, he really did make this way better. I think it's just, I would say equal, but I'll rewatch it. But like, it was good. Yeah, really cool addition by TerraVision. What's it saying there? Let the Ritual Begin. And again, like, really good film, but I just feel like, I don't know, I didn't notice any like at least obvious improvements. So I don't know. I'll have to see his motivation. But I guess if a film's going to be remade, it's cooler to have the guy who made the first one remake it, I guess. Gorgeous edition by Vinegar Syndrome. Mark of the Devil. What an upgrade. That artwork. We had the old Arrow DVD of this, so this is like a major upgrade for us, both in packaging and quality of the transfer. Udo Kier, a young, handsome Udo Kier there. Crazy period piece, satanic. I love this. There's like like 5 artworks here. Look, you have the front, gorgeous, of the slipcover. The back, gorgeous, of the slipcover. Then you got the slip cover, the slip box of the slipcover. Front, gorgeous. The infamous tongue scene. Back, gorgeous. And then you have the cover of just the actual disc. Gorgeous. 5, just beautiful. I don't even know what's on the back of this. Is there another one? No, okay, it's a repeat of this. But that would have been crazy if there was 6.
You couldn't handle 6.
No, I would have just passed out on not live YouTube, but it would have been one of those weird videos. The moment Tom dies on camera during his update, and it would get like 1 million views just because I died on camera. The one time Tom got more than 500 views was when he died from a 6th. So if you're still on the fence of this, I mean, God, what a release. From this year, Megalomaniac. This was awesome. I'm trying to think where this was from. This film. Shit. Oh, can you look this up for me, Shelley?
What am I looking at?
This title here. Megalomaniac movie. The country of origin, I just forget. It's a foreign film, but extreme, misanthropic, just super dark film. Belgium, nice. So kind of French language at least. Technically, we would consider it a French film. Yes, so highly recommended. I don't really want to get into the premise. I typically don't. If you like French cinema, if you like dark, again, misanthropic cinema, very dark. I think like literally dark in the cinematography as well. The location, it's kind of like a decrepit, kind of Victorian house that it takes place in. But the cinematography is great despite the darkness, literally, of the film. Good score, just for lack of a better adjective, dark. Highly recommended. Great performance by this lead actress. Definitely, I'll say right now, we'll be receiving some nominations in just 3 weeks. January 6th, live at 7 Eastern. Golden Horn Awards. Another one from this year. Sean and I enjoyed this one, The Mistress. It's a low budget film, I think really well done. This was kind of in a old school house. Remember, it was like a somewhat Victorian house. Again, low budget, but they did a really good job. It was essentially like a sexual ghost movie, I guess I would call it. But we really liked the score. It had this kind of like bombastic poor man's Danny Elfman type score. We kind of like how it kind of was fun with that. So it plays itself kind of serious, not totally, and there's a couple babes in this film too. So recommended. Low budget. Great film. Moon Garden. Shelley, you still need to see this. This got a theatrical release, which is really cool. So at the very least, guys, stream it, buy it. It's of course not playing anymore in the theaters, but fantastic, somber, basically about a young girl who ends up in a coma, and the film is about her time in her head in this kind of mystical world, fantasy world, while her parents are trying to get her to come back. So you have some great animation, stop motion, puppetry, and the performance. This girl, I'm bad at like guessing age for kids and toddlers, but she's I don't know, 6 maybe 5, but she's fantastic in it. She's literally like in the whole film, like she carries the film. So super impressive for a very young actress, which I always love to see. But yeah, great score, visuals. Again, there's just this nice, beautiful, somber tone throughout the whole film. Highly recommended. I would consider this like a horror fantasy, which is a subgenre I really like. So highly recommended. That definitely will be receiving a lot of nominations. Moon Garden. Vinegar Syndrome, Mother's Day. We had the shitty Trauma DVD of this. Happy to throw that out in the street. But look at that. I mean, love that artwork. Look at the back. Artwork is great. It's like a fucking painting. Absolutely love it. And then you have kind of the original, which I always love that artwork. Such a fun film. Crazy that we'll be able to watch this on 4K. Just nuts. Not a big Trauma fan, generally speaking. This is kind of, I don't know if this was a true Trauma production, because they had their handful of films where they released it. I don't know if this was an actual. Anyway, no one cares, but I like it. Definitely a fan of that one. Pig Killer. Sean and I watched this a couple weeks ago with the great. What's his name?
I forget. Who was in it?
Apparently, a very memorable actor again. He's a better actor than his father, I guess. So,
Jake Busey.
Jake Busey, thank you. No, probably not. Gary's probably definitely better. Anyway, Jake Busey stars in this as, what was his name? Willie Picton. Willie Picton, who was an actual serial killer up in Canada. Right, Moods? Moods is Canadian. Yeah, he killed prostitutes and he fed them to his pigs, and threw big time like parties.
And fed them to people.
He
used the processing plant to feed the bodies.
And that sounds very like horror cliche, but it was seriously true. Like, and they didn't get him right till like when he was a lot older, correct? Like later in life.
I don't even remember how old he was.
Yeah, I don't know how much in this is like, of course, true to the actual story. But anyway, it was fun. This was directed by it's a very important note, Chad Farron, who, if you're into kind of underground, low budget cinema, he's made some duds here and there, but I have a few of his films. Someone Knocking on the Door, I really like that one. Is still to this day my favorite is Easter Bunny Kill Kill. Super low budget, but a fucked up Easter horror film. Always will love that one. That was my introduction to Chad Farron, probably for you guys as well. But anyway, so he's still kicking, doing films. Definitely his biggest budgeted film. It has, so besides landing Jake Busey, you have an old school porn actress whose name escapes me, unfortunately.
Wait. Ginger Lynn.
Ginger Lynn. And Lou Temple, who was in The Walking Dead. He's in this as well. He plays his brother. Anyway, cool release by Dark Star Pictures. Pig. We love pig. Anything pig related in horror is just fucking cool, whether it's true story or not.
It's
but,
usually good.
But we enjoyed it. I mean, it's cool. Cool story. Definitely some nice practical effects. Great. I love pig masks. Those are always great. It was fun. It's a fun, low budget. If you love your pigs in horror, you gotta get that one. And he threw these big parties. He had some Riz. Willie Pickton had some Riz, man. Shelley's
He had drugs.
Shelley's denying my claim that. Here you go, Rat Man.
Aww.
Speaking of Italian horror, look at that little guy.
Adorable.
I guess we'll be getting rid of our old Shameless DVD. With the yellow. I'll give it to Sam. Oh, he doesn't have a region free player. So. If anyone wants the old Shameless DVD, DM me.
DM on Instagram.
First person to DM me a dick pic gets Rat Man. No one watches this video anyway, so don't worry. So gorgeous release by Cauldron Films. I mean, God, they just kill it with their slip covers. Though I don't like the fold here. I wish that because sometimes it kind of comes loose a little bit.
Comes apart.
Again, nitpicking here, but hey, we're collectors. We have the right. Love this original Italian art. I keep putting it to the light here. So super cool artwork. Gorgeous release. Always comes with a poster. It comes with, this has a booklet. It has, which seems to be standard now for Cauldron of including the soundtrack on CD, which is cool. If you have a CD player still. Yeah, so poster, 2 discs, awesome. Gorgeous slipcover. Love Cauldron Films. I haven't bought all their stuff. There's a handful of titles that I wasn't interested in, but definitely their horror-related stuff, absolutely. We'll be continuing on with supporting them. So, Shelly and I haven't watched that in years. The Runner, super cool release by Yellow Veil Pictures, sublabel of Vinegar Syndrome. Absolutely love them. Released some great stuff over the last couple years. This is super cool. We actually have a VHS on the counter of this film. Super cool, musically speaking, in that synthwave band, what are we going to call them? Boy Harsher, who I really love. This is their film. They made it, so their music plays throughout it. And there's like some scenes of them like playing the music, kind of like in their band practice or whatever. So it's really cool, and that kind of like. Then it'll go into the actual story of the Runner. And the Runner is played by another musician that I absolutely love, whose name I'll just butcher. Chris Esfandiari. Horrible. Anyway, I love her. She's the lead actress in the film. She's the titular Runner here. But anyway, she's in many different monikers. King Woman, Miserable. One of my favorite recent albums, a group project she did called Sugar High. So she's just incredibly talented musician, singer. Anyway, so she's the lead actress in this. So musically speaking, this is so cool, and the fact that it's a horror film is even cooler, and the fact that it got this physical release is even cooler. That's her right here. That's Chris. I'll just call her Chris. I won't bother trying to say her. So if you like, whether or not you like these two musical acts or not, doesn't, but if you do, that actually lends more resonance to it. Oh, that's her again. That's her again. If you're in a Boy Harsher, then that's of course the main appeal to it. But I wouldn't say you have to be into their music to enjoy the film, at least. But definitely helps. It's not a caveat, but anyway, so super cool. Super excited with that release. We're at here. You can go get another drink if you want. No, it's early. But I got like, I don't know, a dozen movies left here and a special surprise at the end.
All right, you want anything?
No, I'm good. I'm not crushed. I'm talking, so I'm babbling. Chars, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I hope you're doing okay this holiday season. To me, this season, you know, to me, it's all about Christmas horror films, right? I mean, so many cool ones. That's really what this season is about to me. And personally speaking, just getting through all these final films of 2023 or whatever respective year it is, cramming before I do my awards, which always takes place, generally speaking, the first or second weekend of January. So I hope you join me January 6th, 7 p.m. live, 7 p.m. Eastern live, right here on my channel, here at Nightmare Video, hopefully with my co-host back. If you've never seen an award show, you can watch past ones right here on my channel. Like, subscribe. Another one from this year, guys. And it's a French, right? Yeah. It's a French film. So, look at this. Talk about names. This would definitely get a nomination for coolest name of the year, Saturn Bowling. This was a film that made some noise on the festival circuit, and I had heard about it earlier in the year. I remember watching the trailer, like, I don't know, probably springtime, I think, maybe early summer, and then kind of saying to myself, I hope it gets a physical release. And then, like, much to my surprise and delight, a couple weeks ago, I noticed this came out recently, so grabbed this quickly. Unfortunately, not a Blu-ray, but this is why, to me, DVD is still very much relevant, physical media speaking, because there are a lot of particularly modern horror films that, unfortunately, for whatever reason, don't get a Blu-ray. But I'd rather have, I want a physical release. Hence the shit behind me. And if it's a DVD, I'll take it. So, and on the DVD, every now and then I'll throw in like over the last couple months here and there, I'll throw in like, it's cool when you have like basically a store's worth of a collection. You kind of like deep dive and you're kind of looking for something that you haven't seen in a while. I've been kind of watching some of those like early to mid 2K films. You guys know what I'm talking about. They all have that distinct vibe, but those early DVDs that released, the audio and the sound in them were all in stereo, so they sound great. We have a really nice surround sound system upstairs, and some of those, like, people like disc DVDs or whatever, like, and probably a lot of these films are not going to get upgraded to Blu-ray, but man, they sound fantastic because the audio is stereo. And I don't know, some of those early DVDs sound great. Anyway, just wanted to bring that up. Defending the format of DVD. This is a second upgrade for this. I have what label was that? Is it Twilight Time? Possibly. Put this out a few years back. Scream and Scream Again. Really odd film with stellar cast. Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, the big three. The trinity of male classic horror actors from that, post Boris Karloff era. Anyway, I love this label, Radiance Films. If you haven't gotten anything from there, my last update, I brought up how they finally released The Horrible Dr. Hitchcock, one of my favorite Barbara Steele films, which coincidentally is getting another release after all. Of course, that's how it goes. Finally get a release, and then someone else is doing this. Vinegar Syndrome gave a little teaser that they're going to release, I assume, a 4K. I think January or February. Will I get it? Of course I will, because the artwork looked amazing. So of course I'll double dip. Anyway, here's proof that we all double dip. So I upgraded. Main reason I upgraded, though, I love Radiance Films. They added a lot of cool bonus features to this, which is really cool. Some interviews that I noticed that weren't on the Twilight Time release, and I really love this new artwork. So this would be I guess probably what the artwork that most people would be familiar with. Hopefully it's not blurry. But I just love this reverse art. But I love Radiance. I love they used the Scanavo case. nerd in me. I talked about that type of case a lot. I think my last update, how I really love them because what's the difference? Why do I like it? Because you can see most Blu-rays have the strip here. It's a novel case. The whole artwork fills everything up. You know, major nerd talk here. It's the same case that Criterion uses. But so I love labels that use the thick, nice canal case. You don't have a little bit of wasted space on the artwork, especially when the artwork is this gorgeous. So anyway, go support Radiance Films. I mean, this came with some awesome art cards, not art cards, but you know, picture cards. So stellar release, postcards basically. It's got Radiance on the back, so you could send this to somebody. It has a nice postcard. It's got a booklet, cool yellow artwork there. So yeah, if you haven't gotten into Radiance Films, go check out their catalog. Definitely releasing some obscure stuff too, multiple genres, not just horror. But yeah, it's happy. The artwork and the added features were my main motivation in going with another upgrade of that one. Found footage film. She Walks the Woods. Never seen this one. I guess I would call it the much maligned subgenre of found footage, but my kind of thing. I don't think it's any worse than any other subgenre. I think definitely, you know, the success of Blair Witch, much like perhaps a band would have done, you know, it provoked a lot of really awful imitations, you know. But I think that's kind of common with any type of success artistically. There's going to be some bad imitations, and obviously with found footage, kind of its thing is the fact that it is low budget and anyone can basically take a camera, and you know, the production doesn't have to be at a certain level. So that of course will open the door for some very amateurish, and you know, anyway, I don't have to get into the politics of found footage subgenre. What I'm trying to say is there's a lot of great found footage films that I really love, and I actually consider it a great subgenre. When it's bad, it's bad, but when it's good, there's a lot of really cool found footage films. It just when you do find one that's really good, it just, because of that element, because it's, you know, generally speaking, you know, low budget camera, and it adds that creepy factor, adds that distinct atmosphere. So when it's done right, it's really effective. And I'm hoping this is another one. Hoping this is another example. I really like the artwork. This is from a few years back. So first time watch. Hopefully it stays here in the video store. Chars, everybody. I hope you're having a good time here in Nightmare Video. Gonna be watching some films tonight, as I said earlier, and tomorrow. So I got a lot of films to watch. Another one from this year. This one I did see a few weeks back. Sissy. This is an Australian film, and I talked about Spanish earlier. I have to say the Ozploitation Aussie films, I would say, are very dependable when it comes to genre filmmaking. Lots of great Australian stuff. This is no different. And not a lot of like modern contemporary Australian horror films. There's a few here and there, but so it's nice to see one this year. Sissy was great. Absolutely loved it. Highly recommended. Kind of has I would say, dated in the fact that it's about a blogger who kind of like the self-help blogger and fad that's definitely has blown up over the last few years on format we're at right now, YouTube and TikTok and stuff. So she's like an influencer, and but it's like self-help. So it's definitely a social commentary in that, but really well done. Shelly, you didn't watch this, right? Did you watch this?
No, I did.
You did watch it with me. Yeah, awesome.
It was amazing.
Yeah, we loved it. It's pretty some I don't want to give stuff away, but there's some really cool kills in the film. Mostly practical effects, including one particular gag towards the end, which is really well done. Lead actress is great. Yeah, awesome film. We absolutely loved it. So definitely some nominations coming for that one. So here's what I teased earlier. Perhaps the new voice in Italian horror, Dario Germani, with the second film on this update, and the second film that can be eligible this year for an award. That's The Slaughter. So I got Anthropophagus 2, and here we have I guess it's a straightforward kind of slash film, The Slaughter, which has a cool mask, which is, I think, a nice thing. Oh, you can see that right there. So he's new to me. Hopefully these films are at the very least, good and watchable. Perhaps they're great. So I'll definitely watch both of these back to back together. Give Dario a chance, and hopefully hopefully he is a new voice. Well, whether it's good or whether I like it or not, he is a new voice in Italian horror. But hopefully it's a voice that I want to listen to. Soft Liquid Center, another one from this year, another one I haven't seen yet. Love that title. Love this artwork. And it's one I'm anticipating. Premise sounded really cool. I know there's another one that kind of like made some noise on the festival circuit. Got some good attention there. Quite frankly, I don't remember much of what the premise actually is to tell you, but I generally don't divulge that much anyway. But this will be one of the last films I'll watch this year, so perhaps this will maybe repeat True Love Ways and its success there, last minute success. Swallowed, another one from this year. Really enjoyed it. This had Mark Patton from Friday the 13th fame, part 2. Great documentary on him and his struggles of being a gay man in Hollywood. Anyway, he has a pretty big part in this, which is really cool to see him. Really good cast. Some body horror elements. And super cool film. Swallowed. Check it out. There's nothing out there. I've actually never seen this one. Pretty crazy. And there's a lot of fans for this film. Been around a while. I don't remember what label initially released this DVD back in the day. I can't remember. Was that Shriek Show maybe? I don't remember. So this has gotten several releases over the years, including Blu-ray. But finally pulled the trigger. This is like a horror satire parody comedy type thing. I like the artwork. But I think it's good that we gotta watch this sometime. Yeah, definitely a horror satire kind of creature feature. I'm glad we waited because this edition is great. Nice slipcover reverse art. Comes with a poster, which is cool. 2 discs poster. So I guess I'm glad I waited. But yeah, finally we'll see there's nothing out there. It definitely kind of has a cult following. Kind of says it like predates Scream as it would be advertised. I think it's a pretty low budget film. But finally got this. This was put out by, let's release this again. Why can't I? Not that it matters. Oh, Ronin Flicks put this out? Okay. There's that. Let me know if you're a fan of that one. Another one from this year. One that we actually enjoy. Now this one's been pretty, I won't say divisive, but it's definitely, I think, it's gotten plenty of share of hate, and that's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Finally, we get a Winnie the Pooh slasher, right? Yeah, it went public domain, and very proud that a filmmaker was like, I gotta make a horror film out of that. Damn right. Yeah, we actually really enjoyed this. I mean, if you're gonna make if there were to be a Winnie the Pooh slasher, I would say they did it pretty damn good. It has kind of like, definitely kind of they take it seriously, but obviously it's kind of, wink on the side. But I'm happy it wasn't like all goofy, kind of like cheesy. Definitely, portrays itself as taking itself seriously.
There was an actual origin story.
Yeah, I really like how it starts. Yeah. It starts with some like animation and a narrator, which is kind of cool. And then it says, and it's about Christopher Robin and how basically him leaving was the 100 Acre Woods. Basically, was the reason that Pooh and his pals kind of lost it and kind of got upset. So it's one of those things that make you smile, but they portray it seriously. But I think it's a cool slasher, some good kills. I think he looked really cool. Piglet, right? He looked awesome. They mentioned, I don't want to give everything, but they mentioned Eeyore, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a sequel with Tigger. I don't know if that's just a joke, but I hope there is. Yeah, was this an Australian film too? Not mistaken. Because I mentioned Sissy was Australian. Yeah, maybe it was British. So this is a steelbook, but that's Piglet right there. Look at that fucked up. You see that?
I remember looking at the case and I didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't know at the
Piglet was in
time.
it.
We're
I
like,
thought
wait,
it was
that's
just
Piglet.
blue.
I think it's fun. We mentioned like Slaughter House, I think in the last update, where it's just like you kind of gotta have that. I mean, a slasher about, and I would say this is better than Slaughter House, and we really enjoyed that one too. That one I think was more like, overtly we're being silly. Where this I think I kind of works to its advantage that they kind of play this as serious as you possibly could, with it being a Winnie the Pooh slasher. But yeah, I'm all for a sequel. We'll definitely pick that up if there is a Tigger sequel.
This movie did good. Their budget was $100,000, and they made $5.2 million.
Wow! So unlike Beau is Afraid,
Yeah.
thanks Shelley for the information. On that note, there's definitely going to be a sequel. They made that side. Absolutely, bring the franchise on.
Yeah.
But I do love there is a bit of like a sad, sentimental side to it, which
Definitely.
I actually wish they played that up more. Maybe they will in the second one. Anyway, we highly recommend it if you're on the fence on that. VHS 85, cranking out the VHS films. So there's a second one this year. The one last year I loved. I'm like losing track. I can't keep track of the years anymore because. So I think last year's 94. Was the other one this year 99? I can't remember. So the other one this early in the year I thought was okay, but the one last year I loved, and we'll see how I feel about this one. But generally speaking, I've liked all the VHS films over the years. Definitely, I think a great found footage, franchise. Well, I think Viral was probably my least favorite, but even that, it was okay. So I think they've done good. Like that artwork. So, yet another one I gotta watch before the year ends. This is a beast. A Wounded Fawn. So good that it got switched it to the black case. I love a film if you see I show it in a black case. Charlie, you have to see this one. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say it's one of my favorites of the whole year, guys. So if you haven't seen it, interesting. This is the director of he did. I'm gonna forget. I hate that. Knew it earlier and just getting old, guys. Shit, can you?
You're looking for the director?
I'm trying to think of the two. He did two other horror films, which I thought they were okay. They were good, but far from great. Boy, talk about this being his third film. He took big time steps. One had Barbara Crampton in it. It was like that kind of playful vampire film from a couple years ago, and the other one had that wrestler in it. But I just can't think of the fucking name of either film, which is lame.
The director's
Travis Stevens.
And his other films.
I just, for the life of me, can't remember the name of either
There's
one.
a bunch. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll get it right here. So, Girl on the Third Floor. That's the one with the wrestler. So I thought that was okay. And then he did, he's done a bunch of... Jacob's Wife was the vampire one with Barbara Crampton. Two, we have them here in the store on the shelf. Two good films. I think both of those were honorable mentions. I do honorable mentions on my show. Films that don't get any award nominations, but I still recommend them. And I think both of those got honorable mentions. So he went from 2 honorable mentions to just say, right, this is one of my favorites of the year. So amazing. Shot on 16, very key to note that. I love films that are shot on 16. So right off the bat, 10 seconds in, I'm already kind of like in love with it. It's stylish. There's definitely some Italian influences. I love the lead actress, Sarah Lind. I've been a fan of her for a while, so she's in it. I guess this lead actor is a comedian, you said, Shelley? Josh Rubin.
I've been following him on TikTok
Josh
for a long
Rubin.
time. Yeah.
Practical effects, again, stylish, great score. This is going to be, right now, this is going to be up for many awards, including artwork. So this is going to get a lot of nominations. We'll see if it wins anything. But yeah, highly recommend it, guys. One of my favorites of the year, Wounded Fawn. Travis Stevens, is that what's his name? What a step up on his third film, in my opinion. All right, guys, final one, and then a little surprise here. So Zombie Holocaust. I never got a Blu-ray of this. I know 88 Films put one out. There might have been, did Arrow as well, if I remember correctly. So we've had the DVD for a while, so finally upgraded. I'm glad I waited. Like, I love how they did the Dr. Butcher MD. I've always kind of known it as Zombie Holocaust, but I love how Severn, the other side, they give you the other version. So super cool. Super, same thing with the spine. Super well played, slipcover wise. And then, yeah, so another movie we have on 4K. So that's that artwork as well. So excited to dive into this one day when we have the 4K. So you have, so this is 4 discs. So you have a Blu-ray of each cut, which is cool. So if we wanted to watch this now, I'm getting a phone call here in the middle of the fucking video. So you have a Blu-ray disc of each, and then you have a 4K of each. So that's super cool. So 4 discs, and I love this touch. The old barf bag. So that's really cool. We'll probably put this up here, somewhere in the store here. Maybe by the counter, Shelley. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Having the barf bag up there.
Could hang it on the chip rack.
Yeah, for sure. We have like a... Oh yeah, we have another barf. We already have a barf bag on the chip rack. Oh. I don't remember what film that is. I can't see from here. So we have there's 2. That means we have a barf bag collection now, I would say. We have 2 of them. So, yeah. So that's a nice touch. Us collectors appreciate that, of course. Yeah. Putting that back. So yeah, I haven't watched this film in definitely a few years. So definitely add this to an Italian night tonight. Great release by Severn. All right, guys, that's it. Well, one final thing here. Any of you people who have been watching me since back in the day will appreciate this. I'm going to do my first unboxing in 15 plus years, I'd say. I don't even know if it's a thing anymore on YouTube. Is unboxing a thing? I would imagine it is. But definitely back in the day, it was kind of when us horror collectors had our channels, and then we're doing a live unboxing of something that came in. So I would assume, make the assumption that it's not like it used to be, but I just figured it'd be cool. Like, this just came in, and it's such a highly anticipated release for me, like very anticipated. Like this, I have a top 5, I guess, most wanted, like, essentially at least a Blu-ray release. In this case of the film, a DVD release would have been nice. But well, what a year for that goes, because Horrible Dr. Hitchcock was on my top 5. That got a Blu-ray a few years back from Kino, but it didn't have the uncut version. So Radiance Films solved that this year, and I guess Vinegar Syndrome will do it again next year. But this would be number 1, this film. I even did a episode on my podcast about it. Cannibal Holocaust. That's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So check that out. It's in hiatus right now, but it will be coming back when I get the chance to kind of. We'll be working on a studio here for it, and with everything else going on, I just can't really put any effort or time into it right now. But it will be coming back. But there are a handful of episodes. Cannibal Holocaust. Check it out. And there is an episode about my love for this film and my desire for it to finally be released. And it has been. Thank you to Severn Films. That film that I'm referring to, this is a bootleg that Sean and I have had for, it's got to be like 20 years now. Spider Labyrinth. And this was a probably 3rd generation VHS Japanese copy. So obviously not very good picture quality or sound quality, but it's something I would watch. The cheap back there, it just says what year. Anyway, so I watched this a bunch of times. Great Italian horror film, great cinematography, some really awesome practical effects, particularly in the final act. You may watch it and be like, "Oh, that ain't that great," but I mean, if you're a big time Italian horror fan, like we are, and you've seen all the Fulci films a million times and all the Gialli and a film like this, you just wanted to finally at least see its day, and it finally has. And thank you, Severn. I'm gonna unbox Spider Labyrinth right here. This is great. I got the cut. This is nuts. Chars are. This is old school for all you old timers out there.
Old timers.
Old time YouTubers, horror ball fans. It's not. And the cool thing is, So this was one of the big Black Friday announcements, and I still work retail, probably a lifer at this point. So of course Black Friday sucks and all that. So I had to get up very extremely early, and of course all the Black Friday sales, Vinegar Syndrome, Severn, they start at midnight. And I think I had to get up at 3 that night. I stayed up till midnight because I didn't need to, of course, because very few people beside me give a shit about Spider Labyrinth. But I had to secure the bag that night. So stayed up, actually I went to sleep, set my alarm for midnight, got up, secured the bag, and then went back to sleep for a couple more hours. Anyway, was it worth it? Well, we shall find out. And the cool thing is, it was a package. It's not just the movie. There was a cool little thing here, which I'm holding right here, but it's in a box, so I'll save that. So not only did the movie finally get released, you know, it got released with some panache, some style. Thank you, Severn. Okay, so we'll start with this. Awesome sticker. This is kind of like a witchy character that's in the film. So awesome. Never thought I'd have a Spider Labyrinth sticker. So that's fucking awesome. I'll probably put that right in the Blu-ray. I won't stick that anywhere. As always, Severn includes stickers. I don't have a yellow one yet. So there's that. This is so exciting. If you know me, you know Spider Labyrinth's a big fucking deal. I almost feel like I have to keep this bootleg DVD just for sentimental reasons.
It's been in the family.
Yeah, I mean, I've had it for so long. Still works. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. Reminder of the humble beginnings. Here it is, guys. Spider Labyrinth. I honestly don't love the artwork to this slipcover. Like, I would have actually liked this being the artwork on the slipcover. But, I mean, come on. I can't possibly complain. But, I guess I kind of am. But, I think they could have done a better job with the slipcover artwork. But, you know, it's very surreal holding this stuff. I'm going to open it. See, there's the artwork that I wish they would have used as the slipcover. And then, if you want, then they could have used this there. But, anyway. Dreamers can't be choosers. I've been dreaming for this one for a long time. I'll definitely have a big Italian night with this being the main attraction. So two discs. I mean, there's interview with the lead actress. This is great. You got 3 discs. There's a cool. Oh yeah, they have the, much like what Cauldron does, there's the CD soundtrack, so that's really cool. 3 discs. So you got a Blu-ray, 4K. I mean, it went from nothing to 4K. Like, talk about the jump. I mean, that is quite the jump. From a 3rd, 4th generation Japanese VHS to 4K. That's why it gives me hope for everything. I guess next on my list, in case you're wondering, be an Asian film called The Rape After, from the 80s, I believe. That would be my next kind of like, and there would be a point where I would never think that would happen, but the way we've been spoiled, the way things are going this last few years, like, I feel like it's definitely going to happen. Super cool 80s Asian horror film. Pretty extreme, provocative, but the final act gets really stylish and has big time Lucio Fulci vibes to it. So hopefully The Rape After will be the next one that I can cross off. But this one was number 1. So Spider Labyrinth is so cool. So excited. They give you this is a card with the soundtrack. That's cool. Just surreal, guys. I'm going to put the sticker in here. Keep it safe. I don't want to stick that on anything. Alright. And then there's this little side thing. If you're familiar with the sale, you know what this is. So anyway, if you didn't decide to get Spider Lab, please do. Particularly if you're into Italian horror films. And here you go, guys. It comes with a spider from the film Sorry, this is awesome. This is like a pewter.
Nice.
Sounds very. It's really happy. Wow, this is amazing.
Wow.
Never in my life did I.
That's awesome.
Hopefully you guys can see this. Hope it's not blurry. Anyway, there's the creature that's in the film. There's a little booty.
Oh.
Yes, he has a little booty. I mean, and this has like some nice weight to it. Feel that, Shelly? It's like it's quality.
Oh, yeah.
It's not.
It's not pewter. Pewter's
So what would you
light.
what would
I
you
don't
call
know.
that?
It's some kind of metal. It's heavier
Okay.
metal than
Anyway,
that.
the spider labyrinth. This is
Very
amazing.
cool.
I'm trying to contain my. Like, this is awesome. We have when we get more shit done down here, we'll definitely do like, because like the video store is pretty much done. I was add shit here and there, but where I'm looking now, where Shelly is going to be like a museum part of our horror basement. But well, as we get further along with it, we'll show it sometime. But there's an Italian case to my right here that has all like Italian related trinkets in it. Can't wait.
It's like an IKEA display.
Yeah,
case.
one of the Detolf, and it's got all props, Italian stuff. And this, I can't wait. As soon as we're done here, I will place this in the Italian cabinet. Something I never thought I would. Like I said, I just wanted a nice DVD of this, and look at this. Thanks to this is sums up, I guess, the epitome of where we are, or the example of where we are with horror collecting. The fact that Spider Labyrinth has 4K with a whatever material this is. I mean, it's just surreal. I never would have thought. So we are truly spoiled. It's a great time to be alive if you're a genre film collector. That's it. So that was kind of cool. Felt good. Sharing the excitement with you guys, and I think this was the film to do it. So thanks for watching. We got some shit to watch tonight, including Beau is Afraid and Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't think they'll be getting a Best Picture nomination, but never know, right? Well, I think you do know on that one, but yeah. So I'm gonna go hang out with my little spider, and
I bet the cats will like that.
no, they're not getting anywhere near. This is not leaving. This will not be going upstairs at all. Yeah, thanks for watching. Again, 3 weeks from today, Saturday, January 6th, live 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Horror Blu YouTube channel, right here in Nightmare Video. Is it 14th annual now? Jesus. I think it's the 14th annual Golden Horn Awards. The Academy Awards for Horror, as we celebrate the year in horror. A year that definitely picked up steam big time over the last couple of months. Please join me. Again, if you can't make it for the live, of course you'll be able to watch it at your convenience later on. But check out the last couple updates if you missed them. And again, subscribe, share, like, appreciate it. It's good to see you guys a little more on a regular basis now. I'll see you again in a couple weeks. Have a great holiday season. Watch those Christmas horror films, and we'll talk to you guys in a couple weeks, everybody. Chars, stay scared. I'm out.